Okay.
I'm real mad.
Now I need to see why you're mad. Is it slashes again?
No. It's Josiah. Also known
you
as
wonder
Tobias.
why I send Josiah bad memes? It's because he sends bad memes. If he's gonna have nukes, I'm gonna need nukes.
Look, just look at the shirt on Cool Lich, and you'll know why I'm mad.
No, the Hamtaro saying murder is okay is a top tier meme.
Yeah, that's
Fantastic.
okay.
I love
Yeah,
That one was
absolutely.
pretty okay,
Cute
yeah.
things being murderous is my
It's
jam.
always good.
This Cool
yeah.
Lich nonsense is just like, I don't even know.
So, quite excitedly, while you're sitting here with Tanuma, while you're thinking, she has got out some parchment and a pen and has started scribbling something. She started drawing a ring, and she says, if it's true that there's some interaction between void and soul, then it means that, well, some people divide magic into schools of magic. Abjuration, transmutation, evocation, and while there is some logic to that, it completely misses the point. What more important is the source and the power of this magic, and she draws a circle and starts writing things on spokes of this wheel. Soul, divine, shadow, arcana, void, demonic, fey, nature. And she puts soul and void opposite each other. It says, if it is true that there is this equal and opposite reaction, then they are direct opposition to each other. Which actually puts a metaphysical concept of what the soul is. If the void is linked to the mind, then what is linked to the soul? That's a further question that should be asked to priests.
Priests, surgeons, metaphysical explorers. Either way.
But if it is similar, if there's a link, just like the Fae is linked to shadow magic, and arcana magic is rumored to be linked to nature magic, and divine magic is very much definitely linked to demonic magic, then it means something.
Do you know what it means? It means that if you learn how those reactions occur and exactly how they interact, then you can control those reactions, and you can create disruptions within those connections. The best thing to understand is not just how to disrupt them, though, but how to enhance them. You want a soul to expand, to thrive, not just exist within the containers that it's given. You want it to expand. That, I suspect, is similar to what the void magic has already done with those hive minds. The hive mind is not separate minds, but one. It is a mind expanded. The void has already done its thriving. The soul has not. So, the question becomes, are we all one soul, just distinct? Or are the souls all distinct and separate?
But also, I'm gonna go get my changed, and then we're gonna go find a banshee.
Yes.
Theorizing is all very interesting, but we need more actual information and experimentation. So bye.
See you
That's
shortly. One thing I might add. Mind flares, rogue or otherwise, are undoubtedly a threat.
Yes.
Unfortunately. I would rather we were all able to live in peace.
Even
and
if
harmony.
we are to live in peace, then they are clearly not of this world.
Yes. Understanding what they do and how they do will allow us to better combat them if they ever come after us.
This is why we must learn as much about void magic as possible.
I am currently looking at distilling void from the body of the Mind Hawk. He points to the barrel.
It seems quite clear to me that the void magic is from the void, this very other place separate from our realm. That is definitely a safer way than opening a breach.
Yes, that's my thought. I would rather not destroy an entire city or the entire realm. Regardless, the intention here is to attempt to distill it down so we can not just understand it, but see how it interacts with things in very small quantities. Experimentation. As I do this, I will give you as much access as I possibly can.
She will actually take one of your big lumpy hands, in her fairly small hands, straight up skin on skin contact,
which is weird, and Rakath is very uncomfortable.
And will look into Rakath's one of the eyes. Kind of can't look into both at once.
They do a little bit of a wonky thing, anyways. It would be very hard to look them both.
Sometimes you just got to choose an eye.
Yeah.
And will say, it is very likely that I will not be there to finish what you start. And if that is the case, then you continue what I start with Eve. You'll find her at my laboratory, which will no doubtly be opened up and everything will be stolen, but...
You seek your loved ones, you seek the people you care about, you seek your work. You don't just fear for your life. You know your life is coming to an end. This is why your work has urgency.
I believe I am now on a Traitor's Run table that is being played by the gods. And I believe that to actually have some effect on what is happening. I have spent my whole life as an academic, not disbelieving in the gods. I believe that Ithrith was real, and might have been the very best of us, or worst of us. But I did not believe that the gods had any effect on this world, but I have seen evidence otherwise, and I believe that my time on this stage will soon end. And that is okay. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to fight it. I have ideas. I'm not going to go easily. None of us will.
Well. That is disappointing. I like you. I don't like many people. If there's anything I can do to help, do let me know. Not just your research, but you.
She is deep in thought for a moment before nodding, and actually starts putting her things back in the bag, and then puts the book back in the bag, and then actually takes it back out and hands it to you and says, everything you need is going to be in this book, aside from where it is. But I know the rough directions. To the west of Narashiro, the caverns is a place called the Underfey. It's where plant life is untamed and untamable. And I know in a little peach terracotta fort with a ring moat around it of water, she sits not too far away. She was drow once. She can't be too far. Might want to find a beetle for the journey.
Noted. Rakath is going to take that bear trap out of his pack. This is not much, but you're a creative one. He's going to hand it to her, and he's going to say, in case you need to smack someone in the face with it. I don't think that it's an intended purpose, but I find that happens.
I understand the metaphorical meaning of this gesture. Yes. It's far more important than the practical meaning.
Yes. I'm not good at the... Yes.
Your actions speak more words. And I thank you. And I shall leave before more conversations erupt.
Yes. Yes, quite. One more thing, and he's going to pull a little bit of the tea leaves that he used to brew the tea and just give her a small packet of those.
And she will leave probably moments before Yuna comes down, ready. And now is it time to go fight a banshee? You must gather your party
Yeah.
before venturing forth.
While I'm upstairs, I will inform my brother and boss that I don't like what the artificer is planning, and she's planning on replacing us with robots. I'm not a fan of that
Draco
idea.
says, Torum is an interesting toy, but he could not do everything a person could do. It is a
But she
walking
wants
bodyguard
better.
that can shoot a crossbow. It's
I know what Torum is, but she wants better versions of that.
well,
Better versions of that.
aesthetically, it could be made much better.
Well,
But
not aesthetically.
Usurper kind has already reached perfection. The Queen made sure of that when we ascended down here. Yes, that is that's a weird phrasing, but it's also like the phrasing the church uses. They
ascended to
ascended
the underground.
downwards.
True
Yeah.
ascension ignores direction.
I'm just saying I don't like it. But also, we're gonna have to banshee for its soul because that's interesting for me.
Well.
Ooh. She has to know that I do need more funding for this, though, right?
Well, if she's
I'm gonna
funding
make
you,
that
that's gonna be
clear.
great.
I'm gonna let her know. By the way,
She's gone. You come back downstairs.
shoot.
She's
No.
outie.
I don't have a stone large enough to capture the banshee soul. That's to mention that bit. I had to put on clothes.
Yes, that can take time. Rakath looks very lost in thought.
Right. So well, she's gonna put her stuff here, right? So we just have to wait.
I have a feeling she won't be putting anything here.
Okay. Well,
We require funding, you say?
I need a bigger soul gem for this. Not really bigger, but more intricate. Is probably the more correct term.
Brother,
Certainly more expensive.
your brother can't help with this.
Well, let's
know-
go ask.
He gave
know
you
he
money
just
yesterday.
Did, but I will say she will probably pay for this. We have it. I just missed her. She went downstairs instead.
And when she sends me a check, I will make sure that money makes its way to your hands.
Speaking
And he just stands. he sits there at his desk with a smug smile.
I'm going to ask.
Well, I
him,
guess we'll wait then.
Is there a smith that House Tabletop uses? My house exists far outside of the inner city, so we have no such connections.
What we do needs no smith in-house. No.
I will just gesture over to my armor, which is definitely like damaged and like taking the brunt of it, and I say, "What I do, standing between things that want to kill Lady Univara and Lady Univara, does require such things." So
If you can make a relationship with a blacksmith, I'm sure that I can... We can make a connection. We can make a blacksmith for this house. Who knows, maybe even a jewelsmith so that you can get stones at a discount. That would be quite a good idea, actually. My idea. Find a gnome or something.
Aren't
That's
you
what
the
they
one who
do.
makes friends? I don't make friends.
I'm like, yeah, I'm also gonna
I make a
hoping
lot
he's
of friends. I spend all my time making friends. I'm a very friendly individual.
I'm also just hoping he's in a good mood because I've been letting him win at 4D chess all day.
He was.
Yeah.
Very quick shift in that. Just moments ago. Funny.
Yeah.
If you
So
make
very well.
steps, then I can make stairs out of those steps. Or something. But you're going to have to be buying your own soul gem this time. Go steal it or something, I hardly care.
Me?
And he will will kind of
it's like
while
you
you're
know,
standing
like-
there in the doorway, he will just turn and start working on papers.
Yeah.
Yuna,
We will get you a soul gem.
is there any areas in the city that might want to buy a mind flayer head without the tentacles?
Oh, I don't want to get rid of that.
I know,
What?
but the first thing to do when you're out of money is to sell
It's
assets.
the worst quest ever.
Let's go to town and see how much it will cost to get the appropriate gem we need.
I don't even know how much we have to spend. Ollie, what do you think?
At
Can I
least
make
50.
an arcana check?
Probably. Well, I know it's just sort of there's tiers.
Yeah.
10 is good for most mooks. 50 would be a safe bet at anything that's a challenge, and then 100 onwards for stronger, and then really strong things. You real fancy gems you'll need to actually steal or get from loot or whatever. But 50 would be a pretty good price. 50 would be comfortable. I've had other players use 50 and not really complained.
Okay. Oh, we do have a potion we could sell back. I'll go
That
sell a potion.
seems impractical. We have other assets. And he pulls up the Symphonia, and he pulls up the head of the...
actually sell for quite a bit.
The Symphonia will sell.
Yeah, no, it will sell, but
How much?
penny.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think 15, maybe 25. If we were going by book price, I think it would be 25, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm looking at the book for just such an occasion.
Cool. But we can
I'm
get
looking
there.
at the
We
book.
have assets. I'd rather sell assets than force you to sell a potion back that might save your life.
Yeah, I'd say that Symphonia would actually sell for 30 gold. It was good.
I think we could get 30 gold for the Symphonia.
We have 14 in the party funds.
No, we have
3.
3 in the party fund
Oh,
because I spent 11 of it on a brewer's kit. Very strategically so that we can make more void, which is definitely safe and not going to destroy the city.
You know what I could do? I could do healing elixir and sell a potion, but it does turn to garbage.
You could scam some poor sap. You could also spend a bit of time making some scrolls. It does cost money to make scrolls and then sell them on,
Yeah,
but
that's
that's time.
Alternatively, did we get that formaldehyde, by the way?
No, formaldehyde doesn't exist yet. That was invented in the 1850s, so I decided that doesn't exist. But there's definitely similar embalming
similar things,
fluids
yeah.
you can
Similar,
use.
Cool.
Yeah, probably in this city, a blessed incense-infused oils
Yeah.
and things.
So whatever we requested, has that arrived?
Yeah,
Great. Then in
Big
that
old
case,
barrel
if
of
you're
embalming
doing
fluids.
downtime, then I would like to begin.
Alright, we could take some downtime. I can make some sell some scrolls. Probably of either augury or detect thoughts. They seem interested in the divination one, so probably augury.
So Tech Thought, well, they're level 2. Let me check how much time, and because you have to put money in to make them. As I said, spell scrolls are usually made out of ground gold. The ink.
The thing to note, though, is we could probably convince your brother if it's a money-making venture where he's going to get return on it. Where he's going to
But then you're not going to get the money back to...
Well, we'll get the difference between
So are
the
we talking about taking a week of downtime right now?
Making spell scrolls doesn't take a week. So it might just be a day.
Couple days, a day or two. Yeah.
No. Because if
we
you
have
spend a
50
week, you can spend a week working, which will generate
Yeah.
pretty good money
That's
if
what
you're
I thought
lucky.
we were doing.
Honestly,
We could just do that.
we could just do that. We don't have any pressing matters, and this banshee isn't going anywhere.
You can write spell scrolls.
You don't know
I'm
that.
happy to spend a week.
Just because it's a 300-year-old book doesn't mean that she's not
Right.
got things to
The
do.
banshee's not going anywhere.
I'm happy to spend. a
It takes
week
3
doing,
days to scribe a level 2 spell
anything.
scroll and 250 gold. So
You can
that
convince your
kinda-
brother.
That kind of slightly defeats the point.
Question for you, Ollie. Has the home sold?
No.
Will it sell within this week?
You're in a drow city. Things take years to sell.
Just checking. Occasionally, it's valuable real estate. It's
Oh,
right in the
yeah,
heart of the potions district. You know, there's
It's conveniently close to everywhere.
Exactly. You know, it's a good location. I
It's a
feel like
good
if we get someone
location.
on it.
Right now,
So,
seemingly no one's
While
interested.
they're working, I'm going to try to convince my brother's mind by being a very obnoxious sibling over the next week, and I'm going to cast alarm everywhere. For a whole week. And I will use my natural 24 as a persuasion check or intimidation,
Yeah.
whichever one you want.
Absolutely. To get him to basically pay you a dividend of money for the gold. Just 50?
Just 50.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. So I love the idea where you're like, oh, okay, we're gonna spend a week, we're gonna downtime. In fact, you don't need to do this for a week. This could just be a day with that natural 20 freaking portent. You can just do this for the rest of the evening. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna take a step towards the kitchens. Obnoxious alarm noises, which I don't even know what noise Uni's alarm makes.
I don't know, something horrible.
Something
This game's like
horrible.
the
I mean, in this
worst
choice, you can make it as
fun
bad as
noise.
possible.
Like
Yeah.
a baby
Yeah.
crying.
There's nothing. I went over this on the Wednesday show, but there's nothing drow hate more than children. So baby crying is a great alarm.
I feel like I have to mix it up a little bit too.
Yo, yeah. Just when he gets used to the baby crying, you bring in, like a dragon roar. By the end of it, it's like, fine. You want to buy a soul gem? Buy a whole bunch of soul gems. And we'll actually kind of throw you 200 gold.
While Yuna was doing all this alarm nonsense, can I have started the process to start actually distilling the mine?
Yes, you can start. That'll be something you can.
Because the thing with that is that I very much have to leave it for about
exactly
2 weeks, probably.
Yeah.
So I just want to get it set up so that it's doing its thing, and then I'll just leave it.
Okay, this would be in the evening when you get that money. You can go out and buy however many gems you want, whatever kind.
I'm just gonna do the 50 for now.
Rest of the party fund. Yeah.
It's a really good idea.
I am just laughing so much. Like I want at some point you to have used in the alarms just Rakath sneezing.
Terrible loud noise.
Like the kind of noise that like you feel the wetness of
Mucusy and heavy.
Yeah.
Sniffly.
I described someone turning into a mind flayer earlier, and that's more gross.
It's true, but it's not as personal to him as Rakath sneezing.
Yes.
That's good.
So, you could head out tonight, or wait for the morning. Are you going to buy transportation? Because it's a long way.
Yeah, we should.
You're going to be leaving the city. You're going to be leaving the country.
Does everybody have their paperwork? Are we all sorted? Do we have the sketches of us?
Yeah.
The rich girl has her paperwork, and that's all you need.
Yeah.
Get a
We have
beetle.
like Torm strapped to like a little sled.
No, he's on the ladder on my back.
It's like fucking Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
My favorite movie.
It's a good movie.
It is a
People
good
don't
movie.
like it as much as they
I like
should.
it a lot.
Iron Man 3
Yeah.
is fantastic. Because
Yeah.
we were also sad about Iron Man 2.
Yeah. Anyways, yes, we should get transportation.
So, there are 4 types of mount in Narashiro. There is the Great Server Beetle, the Lesser Server Beetle, and male and female steeders. Server Beetles are what are more commonly used for this kind of thing. Steeders are much more of a hunting cavalry mount. They're giant tarantulas, they're fast and can climb walls. Great and lesser server beetles are used for cargo. Great server beetles are the size of elephants. They are very, very large creatures that have cargo strapped to the top and bottom, or basically a carriage built onto the back, so quite often. And they literally kind of walk over the roads and walk over people. They have a really, like, almost 10 feet height before you reach the body.
I want one of those.
Okay, The lesser ones are used more like pack mules and things. They are quite expensive to buy.
Right.
You could rent one.
How much?
To buy one is 200 gold.
Right.
And that's not including.
No longer have 200
That's not including fancy barding. So you can usually, because this has been an animal that has been, they don't live for incredibly long. They've been bred for something. They basically have the place for you to sit and ride them, built into the shell. They've kind of evolved that, bred that. But it wouldn't come with the cargo holdings and things, which would look a little weird. Whenever you see them every marketplace. They're holding shit. That would be a further price. How much do they rent? Well, that depends on what rates you get, your credit. No. It would probably be. You could probably get a rental for like 120. With 100 fine at least if you don't return.
Well, we can afford that.
Yeah, let's do it.
It makes the most sense for us to all be on one animal as well, given our party composition, and given the fact that Torum is currently incapacitated. It makes the most sense for us to go.
Absolutely, it would be it is the common thing to get. It's just the pricey one. So you can go rent one. A-okay. You get a nice, big, happy, relatively friendly beetle, the size of an elephant, the great server beetle.
Drive.
And you're driving?
I'm assuming I'm driving.
Well, that's actually a good question.
Usually you want a rotation of people driving.
Yeah.
On
I'm happy to drive as well. I'm assuming that it'll be somewhat dex-based in terms of controlling amount. But
usually, but this is such a slow lumbering creature. Like, it's one of those things that you're actually not going to travel faster on this. You're just going to travel more comfortable.
Easier. Yeah.
Yes. And you can carry a bunch of stuff if you end up looting the hell out of the Banshee's lair.
We intend on it.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the big value. And also you blend in a lot more on the back. As described in the other game, people don't look up at who is riding one of these beetles. They just see the beetle. So yeah, if you two rotate, that's absolutely a-okay. There's surely a joke about female drivers in there somewhere. And
I want to drive the giant beetle too.
I actually think Yuna's probably the best driver out of all of us, to be perfectly honest.
Voss is probably the only person who's got any degree of training in this.
Onwards, beetle.
You could make friends with the beetle. You could all trade. All three of you driving at different points is best case scenario, really.
Yeah.
And the thing about these beetles is, even if you're not very good at dealing with animals, they're freaking insects. Now, some people would tell you they don't have any personality. Some Drow would tell you that they are mere automata created by us to serve us. You guys are a little more keen to that. You can tell there's a bit of a personality to this little guy. He's quite an excitable little beastie. Every now and again, you take a break.
Can I give an insight check to learn more about him? Can I do an insight check?
It's an animal handling check to learn more about him.
That's much worse for me.
Yeah, it is.
Are you sure I can't do an insight?
No.
Being an insect myself.
Dun dun dun.
That's the big reveal. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to look for it because I don't ever use it. But
Pretty sure it's the first one.
No, it isn't. Acrobatics is. That's why I was confused as well. Because I forgot about acrobatics as well.
None of you are beetle herders. You're going to use your 18? Fair. I mean, it's like the last roll you're going to use today, so why not?
Yep.
You make great friends with it. It's actually quite an excitable creature. Of course, it's a beetle, so reading that emotion is quite hard to tell. But this is actually quite a playful beast. I imagine maybe you even play with it with a little bit of magic. It doesn't super like Rakath. Yeah! Big old beetle.
Yeah.
It doesn't like Rakath because Rakath is a really weird weight on its back. You can tell when moving, it sometimes shifts its back to try and get Rakath to be central. And it's a big glossy beetle, so Rakath does slide to the middle, and it's like, oh, one. It's but no, you get a little bit of friendliness, and it will even like respond to your calls and things like that when you camp. And you feed it these beetles, and the keeper will tell you, as long as you're in an area with plant life, the beetles feed off the dew that forms on the fungus. It's very, very nutritious. It means they have to stop and feed quite a bit, but so do horses, right? And you can start moving on in your journey to fight the Banshee of the Briars. But that's a perfect place as the beetle lumbers off into the not sunset for us to leave off here. Yay!
We didn't die! Except for maybe Torum, we don't know. He'll be
get
fine.
better.
Fine.
You'll get better.
We just turned him into a newt.
He had plot sickness that actually was like lore relevant.
Gave me
So-
a chance to ask a bunch of questions, and I'm okay with it.
Hunk a bunch of questions. Burning fudge. Dungeon Dad, who are ya? There's logic to it. Why are ya? What are you doing? How are you doing? This session wasn't as much of a shit show as we thought it would be.
I don't know the answer to any of the questions you just asked me. But
You a little tired over there, buddy?
no. I'm great.
I've never been
That's-
stronger.
That's me. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com, Dungeon Dad. You can search it, find all kinds of neat stuff over there. I have a show called Monster of the Week where we talk about D&D monsters. It comes with a stat block and everything, so you can use them. So if you're like, oh, that's a cool thing, you don't even have to worry about like converting it. It's just right there. So, like,
Someone's done the job for you. Whoever they are, they're awful smart.
right? That's what I keep saying. Yeah, that's me. If you are so inclined, feel free. New video comes out tomorrow. What monster is it? I don't know because I haven't even started yet. So but tomorrow is video.
Oh dear.
So yeah, that's cool. I have the whole day slated. That's literally all I'm doing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
in the morning. It's gonna be a good day. So that's exciting. Check that out. Aaron, what's going on with you?
Not much. I am tired. I play here on the weekends. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Had a lot of fun tonight.
Done. Tesh
Done.
isn't here. You can find him at the Tesh Tube. He's been doing a bunch of streaming stuff recently. I don't know if he still is, but check out his Twitter and that will tell you more. But here to tell us more is William.
Hi, I'm Will. You can find me over at twitch.tv/WillAndGraham, although I don't do too much over there anymore because I'm busy with other projects. Some very cool stuff coming down the pipeline, which I can't really talk about yet. But you will actually see me doing a bit more. I'm planning on streaming some more Baba Is You this week because I just feel like playing a puzzle game. That's really what it comes down to. And it's a fun one. So going to be doing that. The other thing...
I have a request.
Yes.
When you're
request.
done, there's a game called Steven's Sausage Roll. Puzzle game.
You know what? No other information required. Yes. Okay.
Next, after Baba.
Yeah, after Baba. The other thing that's going on right now that's very cool is this show, which you guys are obviously here already, but for those of you who weren't normally, hey,
Or aren't
welcome.
right now.
Yeah. Anyways, it's cool. I enjoy it. I am more excitable lately because I actually just switched medications for my anxiety, so I apologize if Rackath is therefore more excited as well. But
it's a good reason to be energetic, I suppose,
Yeah.
of all the reasons.
yeah. So anyways, that's a thing. So if you're wondering why Rackath was a little bit more hyperactive today, that's why.
Also today the seed of shit show was planted very early on in today's
Well,
session before it even started.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Bit of a sweaty sesh, but actually
Yeah.
turned out to be very good.
It did turn out to be very good.
To be fair, usually when shit show is not equal bad, to be fair.
True.
It just equals
True.
mess.
Speaking of mess, Ollie, what's new with you?
Dan, you're just getting hijacked today. You can't even do your own round table.
To be fair, I literally do this every week.
My favorite part of the show is me saying what someone says, but then making a segue out of it that's usually offensive. I didn't get to do it.
Not
but that's
once.
okay.
Not once did you get to do it.
Oh no.
Not once. If you watch this channel, will you be disappointed?
There you go.
There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Hooey! The new age of Ollie is beginning. We've had the age of Ollie, then the age of Ollie, followed by the age of Ollie. Now is the beginning of the age of Ollie. If you like this show, there is more of it on YouTube, of course. The YouTube link down below. There is a Discord, which is there's discussion threads about it. I would actually really love in the spoilers chat if anyone has any thoughts about, especially some of the magical theory about today's session, which is one of the big things that's different about Jarviskjir, is that there is magical theory that makes strenuous sense. That would be hype. The Discord is also a place to talk about lore, talk about all sorts of other stuff. And if you like this show, there is a sister show on Wednesdays, which is another group of people. Actually, the group of people that Tuma is worried for her life for, because they are currently tracking her down to kill her. So it's pretty interesting if you want to see both shows. They are really... both show grows better by watching the other one. This show is supported by Patreon. If you support Patreon for $5 or more, you get 2 extra shows. They're audio only. They are very more traditional D&D folks going on adventures. They're a bunch of great games with some really fun characters and typical D&D shenanigans. I also post art and sometimes homebrew on there, but things are a little quiet right now because I'm working on big stuff going on, and if you're on the Discord, it's the first place to find out about said stuff. And that's that. I'm gonna go eat cake. My place is filled with various desserts right now, and I'm gonna have most likely a piece of red velvet brownie. I know.
That sounds real good.
It is, and it's real red velvet too. It's not just dark chocolate colored red. It's actually raspberry. Anyway, I'm out of here.
Make me jealous right before
See you later.
we leave.
That's how I like to do. You know, Ollie likes to stir the pot.